Okay, now we curse down to London number she song Seta Tanjani Bakawa Semata legend Korean she's Trunenta Tomoma and Mondo get you doing your rest.
So now we've finished the section on the four thoughts that turn the mind towards the Dharma, the difficulty of obtaining a precious human rebirth with the eases and obtainments, the impermanence of life, karma, cause and effect, and the faults of samsara. We've finished talking about these four thoughts, and now we're on to the 7 uncommon inner preliminary practices.
That the Tambo Japsundo was that number Sanjab Yinsana Tomatana Japsundo Bogas Jamdo, then Tichipo Mayan, but Tipachimbachi Yinsan, Sanjaka Sam Jacogas, Semke, and then on sauce of it to the Mandambua, then Dictum Jones, Tingian sauce of it, then Sanjon Dribbig and Tingian sauce of it. Mandambua, Sancho de Bala Partijib and Ganji and Tibetan Shivachi, and Dorjes and Gandhi. Then Tomo Mayan, but then it's a Sanjan to Perchip, Laman Nanger, then Tarach, then it's Shiva Povik, then over send up the name Yandrumunda, then Tarva, then Shingdon, then Yanson Power, Power, then Titanua, then Sosa, then Legend, Mama, Janet, and subject doing your rest.
So the first of these is refuge. All Buddhists go for refuge in the 3 jewels. And then after that comes bodhicitta. And all Mahayana or great vehicle practitioners have to cultivate this enlightened mind of bodhicitta. And then there's gathering the supporting circumstances for enlightenment through mandala offerings. And there's removing the negative circumstances for enlightenment through Vajrasattva meditation and recitation practice. And then there's the method for accomplishing Buddhahood in one lifetime, Guru Yoga. Then after that comes POA, or transference of consciousness, which is a method for suddenly transferring your consciousness, like forcefully at the time of death, preventing yourself from falling into the lower realms and states of suffering. And then there's also kusali, or like severance practice, and dedication and aspiration prayers. Altogether, these make up 7 topics.
The
first of these is, again, refuge, or going for refuge. There's all different ways of going for refuge, and all different kinds of possible objects of refuge. But in the sutras, they describe things in this way. Like, first of all, there's those who are afraid of the suffering of samsara and want protection or refuge from these kinds of suffering, so they go for refuge in, like, lakes and rocks and trees and these kinds of things. But this isn't the real ultimate kind of refuge.
Mi Javoda, Lomboda, mi pe Wangchamboda, Tsemboda, Juchubola Sobata, Tendela Chaps, Chiguyara Satana, Flan Towa Chela Soba, Tanzayantana, Javian Toba Mares, Jab Membares.
Some people also go for refuge in like kings and rulers and other kinds of powerful and wealthy people. But this also isn't the ultimate correct way of going for refuge. This is an inferior way of going for refuge. The real authentic object of refuge is the three jewels. The three jewels are the jewel of the Buddha, the jewel of the Dharma, and the jewel of the Sangha. These three jewels are the ultimate authentic refuge.
Jamne konjo sumba tene tardo ge jabli tiki lowa kanga yamares tene tardo tene kurbe ge dongale drol tuku yares tichine tene jab yang taba te jamne konjo sumi sasumi yares.
The reason that the three jewels are called the highest or ultimate refuge is because all these other objects of refuge might be able to protect you temporarily from certain kinds of suffering, but really, ultimately, the only way to be protected from all suffering is to be freed from, or to be liberated from samsaric existence entirely. And the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha, the three jewels, are the ones that are able to, or have the power to help us become liberated from samsara. So that's why they're called the highest refuge, or the undeceiving refuge.
Yedaga chanatan, Shuji Kose, Lower Driptaga chanatan, Lungzo Zoga Kose, Tinila Tamedeve, the Teletrebe, Trebe Kose, the Kosum than Dembacha, Sanji singing, Yundan Kosum than Dembacha.
Karaki Tokchane, Chukudam, Karaki Tokchane.
Sanji singing, then more Yedaga, more Yenataga. Chanatan Sanji Chuju Kuset. Lobo Dripatamje Tawa Chanatan, Longjozo Kuset. Tinile, Nida Tamedeva, Tinile, and Trebek, Madawa Dujala, Dembatan, Trebekos, Kusum, Dembate, the Regimet Sanji Sanji Eseres, Kusanda Demba.
So what do we mean when we say Buddha? We're referring to the three kayas or bodies of the Buddha, and the Buddha, this enlightened being with these three kayas, has the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya. And the Dharmakaya means, from the perspective of like primordial or like beginningless purity, the Buddha has the Dharmakaya. And then from the perspective of like temporary or from the perspective of temporarily purifying all obscurations, the Buddha has the Sambhogakaya. And then the Nirmanakaya is the unity of these two, and the Nirmanakaya is what appears to
manifest,
or what manifests to beings of the six realms, and like
and to be cassette. This Sanji Chujika the Longjun from Kukun, then Tian Tana till Trevi, then Trevi Cook, then go some rest.
And this Nirmanakaya manifests through the unity of the other two kayas, the Dharmakaya and the Sambhogakaya, and it appears to beings with all sorts of pure and impure perceptions, and shows them the path to liberation.
Okay, that is Kusum Dantembatene. Number Yandegam, Kusum Soso, then Yandegam Munichina, Soso, Kusum, but the Kaga Nona Turna, Turn a year you might have good chicken race, more chicken race.
Although these three kayas of the Buddhas are described as three different things in terms of their qualities, really they're all one. Really they're all one thing. Like there's only one kaya of the Buddha. So, from the perspective of the indivisibility of these three kayas and the fact that they're all one in essence, that's what the fourth kaya is, the Subhavika kaya or the Vajrakaya. So adding this fourth body or kaya of the Buddhas is how we get the four kayas of the Buddha.
That is a good shit. Then they begin to tell us some days, tell us, then good then the rest.
And so this being with these four kayas we refer to as the Buddha. And the Buddhas have these four kayas, and they also have 5 wisdoms.
And
the fact that they're completely unstained by any flaws, even the tiniest speck of a flaw, this is the wisdom of the basic space of phenomena.
Basic space of phenomena. Dharma Dhatu wisdom.
Or Dharma Dhatu wisdom.
Then see that Shiveka Yanden Tamje Mangapa Chara Melon Ishi. Sipa Kamson Koro Shiva Yanden Yanden Tamje Mangapa Chara Melon Ishi.
And the mirror-like wisdom is the uninterrupted appearance, or the uninterrupted appearing of all the realms of existence, all the states of samsara and nirvana, all appearing clearly, uninterruptedly.
Then Ishi roll so, Hakoso, Ishi roll water so, Ishi roll water so. Then number hundred chana, number hundred chana. Turn a young sangin do tarabs and madrupa. Nature tongue. Nature Nangsota, Nitsuji, Yundan Tamsi, Nyamba Yimbe, Nyamyishi.
And however the manifest appearances and the dynamic strength of the Buddha's wisdom appears, in actuality it's all completely free of any good or bad or positive or negative or any dualistic ideas like that. They're all completely equal, and this is the wisdom of equality. Evenness, the wisdom of evenness.
Oh yeah. Then Sipa comes on court, the Shiva Nyang and the Chunkum some give number tam the tam number top of Dulce and Mandrepa, then number top of Dulce and Mandrepa Hakoso, so to chick the ten chamber, so sort of easy.
And discriminating wisdom is about how the Buddha can know everything in all of samsara and nirvana, everything that happens in all states of existence in their entirety without even one shred of conceptual thinking.
Then
So discriminating wisdom.
This what?
Discriminating wisdom.
Discriminating, discerning,
or you could also say discerning wisdom.
Then Kang Lang, then Bezo, Beta, then college and Pepper, so Magoba, Yen Kunan, Doctor, Sinjel Tamzilla Chab, Tila Paps, then Dudjom Tersar Ngondro, never thinking to be, then Tile, Nawanjar, then it's hard to be easy.
And the activity accomplishing wisdom, it refers to how when the time comes, when circumstances are right, then the Buddha's enlightened activity connects with sentient beings effortlessly, spontaneously, without any effort or striving or anything like that. So we have to go for refuge in this Buddha who has the 4 kayas or bodies and the 5 wisdoms. Dharma Dhatu wisdom, mirror-like wisdom, equality wisdom, discerning wisdom, and activity accomplishing wisdom. This Buddha who has these 4 bodies and 5 wisdoms is the real ultimate object of refuge.
Oh yeah, then it's Tita with the Sanjiti, he songs of a church, to Mama Church. Got the church secretary, Simjan at Seva Dudjom Tersar, church in the Turva, Sanjiti, the Devalaya, Tarvalaya, dream to contain, then be the church, a Sanjiki, the Kushi Shinga, then be the Sanjiti, song to Latin, to Mama, Tambe church.
And the flawless teachings spoken by this Buddha, this kind of Buddha who has the 4 kayas and 5 wisdoms, this Dharma that's taught by them is completely devoid of any intention to harm beings in any way, and it only benefits them and leads them to the state of liberation or enlightenment. So, that's the kind of Dharma we're talking about when we go for refuge in the Dharma.
Oh yeah, Tita. Then Jamnam Konso Summa Tematene. Jamnam Konso Tat, take Konso Sumpoteatan, Rank Tension Savelama, Landu the Ores, Savelama Gaten, gu gen de song tam je tuk sang je se kun cho kun du tene lama yedam khandro sa tsawa sum kase gu lama song yedam tuk khandro ta tsawa sum kun cho sum tsawa sum gu sum kun du ngo ta rang ge chen che tsawa lama ta dire se te namba te karzang guru rinpoche ngo rang ge chen che tsawa lama ta tila tene gyab sun ro go ge res.
And the Lama is the essence of all the three jewels. The Lama's body is the Sangha, the Lama's speech is the Dharma, and the Lama's mind is the Buddha. So in that way, the Lama is the essence of all the three jewels. And the Lama is also the essence of the three roots, the Lama, the Yidam deity, and Dakini. So when we go for refuge in the Lama whose outer appearance is that of Guru Rinpoche, but whose essence is our own kind root guru.
Kunso sumchen lame ku gendin sa lap song ku gendin song tamche tuk sangje kunso kundi tangputila.
The Lama's body is the Sangha, the Lama's speech is the Dharma, and the Lama's mind is the Buddha. So the Lama is the condensed essence of all the three jewels.
Lama yan tsawa sum yang rinda yawa sa ngak tato chana tena tsawa sum tena lama kuna lama song yedam tuk khandro da chijung tsawa sum.
And in the Vajrayana, the Lama is also the condensed essence of all the three roots. The Lama's body is the Lama, the Ku Lama Song Yidam
Tuk khandro chijung.
And in this context, the Lama's body is the Lama. The Lama's speech is the Yidam deity, and the Lama's mind is the Dakinis and Dharma protectors.
Tena Lama de tiba tumong chirtar de chena tena kusum kundi ya rente yorose ku truku sung lungu tuk chubu.
But then, in terms of all the Buddhist paths in general, we say that the Lama is the condensed essence of the three bodies, the three kayas, and in that context, the Lama's body is the Nirmana kaya, the Lama's speech is the Sambhoga kaya, and the Lama's mind is the Dharma kaya.
Tewu kuncho kundi te tene ta tende je se tene te jab khanda sindro ba te ta ba kuncho kundi jungo sangje tam chi ji ngo ta rang ga chenchen tsawe la memba nambang guru rinpoche bam ko res.
So our Lama is the essence, the condensed essence of all objects of refuge, all the three jewels, all the Buddhas, everything. They're all condensed within our own kind root guru. And what we meditate on is, in appearance, Guru Rinpoche, but in essence, our own kind root guru. And some beings go for refuge in these objects of refuge for like some beings who have like a lesser state of mind. They go for refuge in order to escape the suffering of samsara that they find in this life, and they pray to be reborn in higher states of rebirth, like the realms of gods and humans. But that's not a good way to be. We need to go for refuge in the Buddhas with the objective of obtaining Buddhahood. And some beings of like medium capacity with like a medium level mindset go for refuge with the objective of obtaining Buddhahood, but only for themselves. And this also isn't really that good. But beings with the greatest kind of mindset go for refuge in the Buddhas with the objective of liberating all sentient beings from samsara, so they don't fall into either extreme of either like only attaining nirvana for themselves, or like I messed that up. On the So the beings of the greatest capacity with the greatest mindset go for refuge, thinking of all sentient beings. They go for refuge wanting Buddhahood for themselves and all sentient beings. And that's the best kind of motivation with which to go for refuge. So that's how we go for refuge. But there's also some visualization that goes along with this. And first of all, we have to visualize the place where we are, the place where we're meditating, as a completely pure Buddha field. we have to visualize this place as a very like wide open, expansive, even area with like wish-fulfilling trees and lakes and like the beautiful sound of birds and like that.
Sanjang.
And like the whole ground is covered in green grass. And there's flowers everywhere. But in any case, we have to visualize and think that this is a really pleasant, wonderful, pure land. And in the middle of it, we visualize Danakosha Lake. And on this lake, there's birds floating, like divine birds who have beautiful voices, and like the sound of the Dharma comes from their mouths. And on the shores of the lake, there's lots of precious gems. And sand made of powdered gold and things like that.
Sand made
And then in the middle of the lake is a lotus flower. And this lotus plant branches out in the 10 directions. And this lotus plant that's blossoming out of the middle of the lake is very clean and pure, and in the center of it is this lotus, like the center of a blossoming lotus. But anyway, the leaves of this lotus plant like shake and move in the wind, and the sound that they produce is really beautiful, like the sound of the Dharma. Then in the heart of the lotus, like on, there's a throne, and then there's this throne held up by lions, and then on top of that there's stacked sun and moon disk seats. And then on top of that is our own kind Guru appearing in the form of Guru Rinpoche in the overpowering all of samsara, or overcoming all of appearance and existence mudra. His body is white with a hint of like red glow to it. And he's young. He looks like he's only 8 years old. He's youthful, like an 8-year-old. And his face, he's smiling in a sort of semi-wrathful, semi-peaceful kind of way. And he's holding a 5-pointed Vajra in his right hand, and it's his wrist is resting on his knee, and he's holding the Vajra in this like particular so he's holding his hand in this particular mudra. And his left hand is in meditation posture in his lap, and he's holding a skull cup with like ambrosia in it. And he has like a white inner garment, like called a sangpa. And he's wearing blue robes. And then outside of that, he's wearing red Dharma robes with yellow trim, or with golden trim. Not just trim, like golden designs in the fabric, like leaves and things. And he's wearing a red cape. And he's wearing this like lotus hat on his head. And in the crook of his left elbow, has a trident propped up, and this is like to and this is like his consort Mandarava in a hidden form. And his 2 legs are in like the royal posture. And he looks out at all of us sentient beings with a really loving gaze. So we have all kinds of statues and pictures and images of Guru Rinpoche, and he looks like that, but actually his form isn't material like those supports are. He has a form that's completely composed of rainbow light. It's completely like it doesn't stop anything, and like it can pass through anything like that.
Mola Nambatan Ungurumbaja Nasa Sirju Nambatan to Zawachambondas or Simjantam Sangi Combo Mato Patatene Korwaning and Son the Jobagatene then the two Zawachambuch Jesh and the Sigdio Nyambachante Kundanatene Chaps and Dongogres.
So we go for refuge in our Lama, this appearing as Guru Rinpoche, but who's the condensed essence of all the 3 or 4 bodies of the Buddhas, all the Buddha's 5 wisdoms, all the Lama Yidam and Dakini, and all the enlightened body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of all the Buddhas. All of that condensed into one essence is our own kind of Guru, appearing as Guru Rinpoche and looking out at all of us infinite sentient beings with a really loving, caring gaze, and that's who we go for refuge to.
Tene rangi tene yesu tsendiga pa yant ma jab de nyankro tene thakor da drada nyam tene dawa ritu senjan tamje se korde yawa gom gogres esa pa yana ma jab de dra nyam senjan tamje jab de dina da nyam.
And we visualize ourselves in front of Guru Rinpoche with all the beings who have been our fathers on our left, and all the beings who have been our mothers on our right, and all of our friends and enemies behind us and in front of us, and we're completely encircled in all infinite sentient beings.
Sanje ko kompa mato pata tindene sonda tengyang gurum bachela chapsun dogi salama kunso kundi jumo chela tene lukube tene karse nak tene lape tharmajar.
And we pray thinking, from now until I attain the state of perfect enlightenment in all my lifetimes, I and all these other sentient beings go for refuge to you, and we hold our hands together like this and pray.
And then
we touch our hands to the 3 places of our body, like the crown of our head, our throat, and our heart. And that's a respectful gesture of body. And then with our speech, we respectfully recite the words of the Refuge Prayer. And with respectful with respectful minds, with minds full of faith, we think that we are going for refuge to the Lama, the Buddha. We think that we're going for refuge from now until we attain the state of perfect Buddhahood. So we recite these 4 lines together when we do prostrations. From this moment until attaining the essence of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Lama, who is the 3 jewels. And from now until samsara becomes empty, I shall strive for the benefit and happiness of all beings who have all been my mother.
Ninta, Jamro Tindichin and Dungo Satan, Gonzos Lokian, Jamro Duntin, Gemma Tin, Do Caps and Pandanacha.
So that's how we do the prostrations, with reciting these 4 lines of the practice text. And then at the conclusion of our session, we have to contemplate some other things.
Tin Trevor Caps at Gurumbochi, Tokana Oser, Samji Mijabatu, Randa Simjan Tamje, La Pok, Dipatamje, Shulza, Malabatamje, Tane, Lu Kongo, Tene Churson, Sambacheta, Gurumbochi, La Temson, Sambache.
So,
Gurumbochi, Kongo, Junit, number top. In number top in certain Jadaya, Sunnetin, that's a number shogo grace.
So at the conclusion of our session, we visualize that like infinite light rays come out from Guru Rinpoche's heart and hit all of us sentient beings, and as soon as the light hits us, all our obscurations are purified, and like we're transformed into like masses of light, and all of us dissolve into Guru Rinpoche's heart in the form of this massive light. And then after that, Guru Rinpoche also disappears into rainbow light. And we rest in meditation a little bit on that.
In number of tremendous, then Guru Rinpoche Yang something, Nyamcha Gores.
And we think that Guru Rinpoche has disappeared into the completely pure space of Dharmadhatu and rest in meditation there. And resting in meditation like that is what they call the actual going for refuge. You rest in meditation with the recognition that the nature of your mind has always been Buddha. And through the Lama's blessings, through Guru Rinpoche's blessings, we can actually make this manifest within ourselves. Whatever we're doing, like if we're eating or drinking, we should remember the 3 jewels and like offer whatever we're about to eat or drink to the 3 jewels, and continually in all our actions go for refuge and think of the 3 jewels, and then if we do that, then eventually we'll progress, we'll get better and better and become like free of more and more suffering of the lower realms step by step. We definitely won't be like propelling ourselves into the lower realms or anything like that. But we have to have real confidence and faith, and put all our faith in the Lama and the Three Jewels, that by going for refuge we can actually progress and eventually attain the state of Buddhahood.
Maybe short break.